Hey guys, coming back to you again. Just going to share a little bit of Call of Duty, at least the last few ones I've enjoyed of Treyarch. Treyarch's last few games. Now, of course, I couldn't get World at War and Black Ops 1, so excuse me for that. Figured we'd start off with Black Ops 2, kind of some of the things that we liked or I liked about the game, and if there was a dislike that y'all didn't like, put it down in the comment section. Now, this game here had the best set of score streaks. Um, Tons of score streaks to choose from, low level, mid tier, or high, depending on what kind of you know kill streak you want to go on. Now, on this game, back in these days, you actually had to get, let's say, 7 kills to get a Guardian. Well, you had to get 7 kills before you're going to get that Guardian. It didn't just let you die and reset or pop some kind of thing that's going to let you still get your score streaks. So it made you had to think a little bit when you played this game. Of course, this is a recent gameplay, unfortunately, that I captured on bo2. It's still a little hacked and modded and all that. I just fortunately got into a lobby for a second where they wasn't going in so bad on me. Um, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. So bo2 had best variations of guns, score streaks. You had lethal and tactical. You had scavenger, which would replace it. And then for some reason, they wanted to scramble some things up. Now, from bo2, it's a big jump because the next gameplay we're going to go into right after this is bo3. Yeah, we're going to do bo2, then bo3, then bo4, then, of course, Cold War. And honestly, the graphics in this and Cold War, to me, look the same. Now, bo3 and bo4, they look more the same as far as color palette. Yeah, this was a brighter game than, let's say, Modern Warfare's. It was brighter, the colors. They called it even cartoonish. But it was bright and vibrant, and you could see the enemy very easily. You didn't have to have. Now, this one they had the target finder, which I'm going to tell you, that was one of the most OP scopes I've ever seen. It would light up red all the way around your scope if somebody would get inside it. And it was just very simple and easy to use. Uh, like I said, pistols were good in this one. The Cap 40, I think it was. That was a beast. I've actually, on my bo4, I'm using pistol, the Cap 45. They redid this weapon. And so I got that going up here in just a minute. But yeah, man, what did y'all really enjoy about bo2? Did you like the different variations of weapons? Did you like the score streaks? What about the maps? The maps were iconic in bo2. As a matter of fact, they were so good they kept bringing them back in the previous years to come, which was crazy. But we're fixing to hop in some bo3. But I just wanted to share this. This is a XMC. I got shock charge bouncing betties, not the claymores. And there's a scav pack right there. It's blue. Once you roll over it, it just gives you everything back over again. And you can position your equipment just in so to be able to rinse and repeat those fools over and over. And trust me, I did it so many times in bo2. I carried over into bo3, as a matter of fact. Wow, merciless. Get out of here. So we're going to go into the bo3. It's going to be a blunt cut for the edit, but it was just something fun I wanted to share with y'all. I figured bo2, then we'd talk about bo3, what we liked or didn't like. I'm going to tell you, I was a big fan of bo3. bo2 was my favorite Treyarch game. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I know World at War and some of y'all say Black Ops original. To me, the Black Ops 1 was, the color palette was really washed out. It wasn't bright and vibrant until bo2. Even in World at War, it was real washed out. But it was unique to its own genre of what they were pitching as far as that time. Now this was bo3. Now look how bright the color palette is. This also was the wall run and the swimming, and I mean they had all kinds of stuff in this game. And again, they had tons of weapons, which I did actually get every one of the weapons. They had tons of weapons. The score streaks went in. I mean, you're going to see Century rate the raps. That's my favorite 3 combos, but they had all kinds of stuff. Hater, the GI unit, the mothership. I mean, there was tons and tons of streaks in this one. Now, there was more streaks in bo2, I felt, than in bo3. And that was one of my complaints, that they didn't ever add more score streaks to this game. People still play it today. As a matter of fact, Ice and I, we played last night. Shout out to you, Ice. We ran on some bo3 and some bo4. I think he's actually on this game with me. There he is. That's my buddy Ice. And he's going to be on the next gameplay too. But yeah, bo3 was a lot of fun to me. I liked the way they did the advanced movement opposed to Sledgehammer's Advanced Warfare. Didn't really care for that. To me, it was more clunky. This was smooth. You had a little meter in the center right there, right underneath your thing. Every time you thrust, jump, or boost jump, it would go down, and then you had to wait till it, came back up to keep using it. So that way you didn't just stay in the air for 2-3 minutes at a time. When you go up, you're coming right back down. But it was nice having that, as an option. Was there anything horrible in this game that made me hate the game? No. Honestly, nothing. I didn't mind the specialists. As cheesy as they were, Hive was my favorite character, simply because I'm a camper and I like to use it for a piece of equipment, and it's just another little thing to booby trap to get them all caught up in. I was letting Ice know there's a up top. See, my Hivenstein will eat them if I just let them walk up on them. But yeah, no, nothing in this game, honestly, that I did not like. I thought the weapon balance was fair. The dual martial, when it first came out, I remember it was so OP. You could kill people like from where I'm at, literally to where that guy was in that doorway. I mean, from right here, you could lay him down. And it needed a nerf. They nerfed it pretty good. I want to say it caught 2 or 3 nerfs before it finally, they left it alone. And my buddy Ice still uses it. I think he's trying to hit 250,000 kills with that thing. But no, they had a lot of good weapons. You could use a bunch of different things. There wasn't one just certain weapon. Now, when the newer games came out, it just seemed like there was always a meta for either it was this one particular weapon, and that's ridiculous because, honestly, that's a complaint in Cold War that I had, was everybody was using the same weapon. I'm even using it in the gameplay I'm fixing to show you right after this one. We just hopped on it. We had fun, man, like we always do. Got your wraps right there. And again, when those things came on the map, it was game over. I mean, if they were close, they're not going to be, because each one of those little balls, man, they get you so many kills. So we're going to go from bo3 and we're going to hop in bo4 and see how bo4 plays compared to bo3. Now, one thing I did notice from bo2 to bo3 was the colors. They're pop. They're more brighter. It's still cartoonish looking, but the colors, they're easy to see the enemy. Notice that. I think they even carried that over. That was one thing I liked on bo4, was they carried that over with the color palette. See, here's bo4. I'm using old Torquey Torque. I'm gonna be camping, guys. It's just always something you got to do. Boom. Look at the colors, though, man. The colors on the camos, on the weapons I like. Now, what was some things that y'all liked about bo4? I'm going to tell you, I like the specialist, except for when they brought in Zero. There's nothing that counters Zero. And nowadays, when you play, like we got on last night, and shout out to my buddy Icy's, and look at that camo on this one weapon. You see that? how they're bright. It's animated. It moves around. This one's really cool on my pistol. But that thing I picked up off the ground, I thought that was nice the way the light hits it like that. But yeah, bo4 was awesome. The only thing I did not like about it was Zero. Other than that, I felt like the weapon balance was pretty fair. The specialists were good. The score streaks, the sniper's nest, that's something I was forgetting to talk. The score streaks in these games, like again, carries on. bo2, they were awesome. bo3, they were awesome again. bo4, they're awesome. Sniper's nest, thresher, and Manus. If you wasn't using those 3 score streaks, you know, they had other ones I realized that were really good or whatever, but these 3 score streaks on most maps, they complement one another really, really well. One will kind of get you the next one, and so on and so forth. But there's a Manus, and I think I get in the Manus, and I was doing a challenge. You have to get, it was like, get 5 kills with a Manus to unlock, open a care package or get a supply drop or something. You know, yeah, that was something I want to bring back in bo3. The thing I didn't like was the slot machine chance to get a weapon, and there had YouTubers that were spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they wasn't getting any weapons. Fortunately, I did spend a good bit of money, probably $150 on supply drops during bo3, but I was so lucky I got every one of the weapons. I even had weapon bribes at the end of it all when they stopped bringing in the new weapons. Here's where I'm fixing to get. I got that 2-piece with the Manus, but I gotta get, I think, 3 more. So when I realize the spawn flip, I bring him back in and try to get 2 more or 3 more in here. But yeah, look at the colors though, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for Zero, this game would still be popping off as a higher ranked game. I probably would consider it in my top 3 right now playable games. bo3, man, it's getting worse and worse. It's starting to look more like bo2 these days, to be honest with you. It just is really bad. I'm fixing to transcend from Black Ops 4. We're in Cold War. Look at the way the colors are again. To me, they go back to bo2 colors. It's dusty and not bright and vibrant like it was in bo2 and bo3 and bo4. I mean, bo4 and bo3, it seemed like the color palettes were more in line, and bo2 and Cold War, it's almost the same color palettes, you know. They didn't really, I mean, they didn't have like specialists like they've had in the past. They kind of took it out in Cold War, which was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. One thing I did have a problem with Cold War was this was, again, in this skill-based matchmaking year where they ran it for a few years. And this was one of the years where every time you'd have a good game, the next 3-4 games, it just get worse and worse to the point you just didn't want to play it. The fun factor was squeezed out of this game, unfortunately, because of skill-based matchmaking. And I'm never going to, you know, not say that, because that's the truth. And bo2 and bo3, there was a little bit maybe in bo4, but not that noticeable. Modern Warfare 2019, when it first came out, like, it was so noticeable, man. You'd have 2 or 3 good games, and then the rest of the games would just be sweat your ass off. And then your buddies would want to run with you, and they say, look, dude, I like running with you, but every time I get in your lobbies, you know, it's the damn competition's like blowing my head up. I can't even make a move. I said, yeah. I said, welcome to my world. That's basically how it is. The fun factor was kind of squeezed out of this game for me. Yeah, I had good games at times, and I made good plays and whatever, but it just wasn't the same. It didn't have that playability like bo3, bo2, bo4 even had. I think it lost a little bit of its identity in Cold War. And I know they were going for an 80s theme or whatever. I really never saw that, except for in Miami maybe. But other than that, it just seemed like Modern Warfare, this is their version of making a Modern Warfare type game. The movement was a little faster. And Dead Silence was a perk, so I give Treyarch a pass for that. But again, taking away a feature that's been a staple of the Call of Duty game and taking it away and then bringing it back, you shouldn't get rewarded for that. I don't know where we're at with COD and Vanguard, man. Guys, I hadn't even picked it back up. I honestly hadn't played at all. I played a little, like I said, bo3 and 4 with my buddy Ice. And I'll jump on World War II free-for-all from time to time. I still do that. And Modern Warfare 2019, I might get back on and play with the 725 just to troll somebody. But guys, this game, whatever's coming to an end, I hope y'all enjoyed the nostalgia from bo2, bo3, bo4 to Cold War. This means my time's up. Hope you ladies and gentlemen enjoyed. Have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful day. Take care. I'm out.